thing here. 100% infill. Huge thing here. This is also on island. I mean, can you even see it 3D printed? Oh no, even play around. It's very nice. So we are in the lab. 40mm cube. Whoa. Be mine. All our different materials. How do you guys like it? I think we are live. Hello everyone. How's everyone today on a special live stream on a Saturday? Who is awake at 11 a.m. on a Saturday? Well, 8 a.m. for Pacific time. Zombie Party Light special announcement. The Three Heaven. I think you know what it is. I think. Let me quickly. I was doing a small update on the website. Yeah, it's working now. Great. 4 p.m. in the UK. Yeah, finally we have a Europe time, and you will soon know why we have this time. Good for the US, good for Europe. Okay, Traxman, thank you for joining. J4CK, thank you for joining. Local Maker, The Three Heaven, Nicola 550, Sebastian. Who else do we have? We have a lot of YouTube today. Jeff Barrow, thank you for joining. Donald, always awake and working. Bear Squad is joining as well, of course, because now we have Europe time. Now we're gonna see a lot of names from Europe, I assume. Apollo has joined from YouTube as well. Let me check. We still have more people on Twitch than YouTube. Yeah. Just in the chat. Just the YouTube people are just more active in the chat. Irib. Irib, oh, you're here. I didn't know. Job Club is here. Thank you for being awesome. I set up the giveaway. I did everything before. So sorry, I couldn't. Too many people. Those are 3D. Thank you for joining. Dystomatic, Yabba Jag, Zombie. I think I said it already. Cody 72, and sorry if I miss anyone. Yeah, thank you again. It's going to be a very short live stream. I mean, short, hopefully, between 30 to 60 minutes. That's the plan. That's a really exciting announcement. But before that, I would like to welcome someone into the stream. That is the how should I put this? That is the main, or should I say only reason why we are able to do that. So he will explain a little bit more about it, but I would like the mastermind. Yeah, there you go. Great name. So hi Paisley. So I would like to welcome on the stream Noah,
Hi,
aka Irib. And what's your name on Discord? Was it Noah or Irib?
It's also Irib. Yes.
Also Irib. So aka Irib. So how are you, Noah?
I'm fine. I'm tired, but otherwise
Good.
great. And I'm very hyped for the announcement.
Yeah, very excited too. So just to make sure, can you hear me well? Can you see me well? Can you see Noah well? And can you hear Noah well? And Noah, where are you based?
Yeah, I'm in Germany right now. That's the main reason why we have this specific time. So it's a time where I'm actually awake. Yeah.
Theoretically.
Usually.
Usually. Yeah, so that's the main reason why we have this time schedule, because Noah is based in Germany. So welcome to all European people and all that time zone. I think that include a big part of Africa as well. So welcome to this time zone that we usually don't have during our usual weekly live stream. So is that the first time in the live stream, Noah?
I think so, yes. We had our small Discord live stream, but not on Twitch and YouTube before.
Cool, awesome. So welcome to our Twitch and our YouTube.
It's very nice in here.
Very cool, right? It's very cool. You see the party light? Special
Yes,
party
I
light.
love the party lights. I'm a bit jealous that I don't have party lights, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and this is very special. I mean, you can ask the people in the chat. We usually don't have this during the regular live stream. It's just a special live stream. Thank you for being awesome, Buddha, Kenneth Sang, and who else do we have? Printed Vision. Thank you for lurking. Oh, do we have some German people? Guten Tag, Noah.
Yeah,
Guten Tag,
it's
everyone.
German,
Okay.
but I don't think they're German because there's an N with.
Yeah, I think Ramolin is from the Netherlands, so I think Dutch and German are kind of like close.
Similar,
language?
but also pretty different. They sound a bit similar sometimes, but yeah, it's still pretty different.
Okay, got it. So, half German. Okay, so today we have a special announcement. I mean, it's literally the title of the YouTube. So, what do you think is the special announcement for the people in the chat? For the people that were not part of the beta testing, of course. For the people that were not part of the beta testing, what do you think we are going to announce today with Noah here? Reopening a European store. Okay, interesting. Good to have this this expectation. PCCF, okay. The 3 even is very excited. ASACF, okay. So you think it's gonna be a new product today? Dutch and German is gonna close often, yeah. Dutch German store, no, not even close. Nobody is even close of what we are going to announce today.
I think people like CF materials, though. I also like CF materials.
CF, PLSCF. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So basically, a CF material. It's all about
CF everything.
Yes, CF everything. We need a CF line and a CF and dot. Just put the polymer you want. You just made a stream so that you viewer can have an I'm Awesome giveaway. Yeah, by the way, so the giveaway is ongoing. We'll have more European awesome people. Actually, invisible filament. Okay, so it's not a product. It's not it is a digital product, but it's not a filament. It's not a new filament. It's a new feature on our website, which actually went live at the same time as our live stream. So somewhere on the website there is something new. There is something new on the website. You can go and try to click around. us.polymica.com. I haven't changed it in Canada yet. I just realized that I forgot Canada, but I changed it in the US. So Noah, maybe to give them some ideas of what we are going to announce. How about you explain a little bit your background and how long you have been working on this, and maybe that will start to make people think a little bit more about what we are going to announce.
So, okay, the 2 most important things about me probably are, first, I'm a web developer making websites and web apps. And the second one is I like 3D printing, as you can probably see in the background. And I also just like technical properties of filaments and picking the right filaments for the right job. So I often went through the data sheets and also the comparison tool we had before. But I wasn't really happy with the old comparison. It was nice to have, but I thought it could be executed a bit better.
Okay, have you been using that the Power BI that I created? Have you been using it a little bit, or?
Yes, I've been using it. I tried to use it on the phone. This was like the main problem because it was very difficult to use on mobile phones. And so I had the idea, maybe we can improve it.
Okay. So I guess you start to understand, people in the chat, what we are going to announce. Noah is a web developer. I guess in general, I think more than web. I assume, and a big lover of 3D printing. So, I see something had been dropped in the chat. So I guess you found it on the website. Okay, so basically, how about I let you announce, Noah, what you've been working on, and for how long you've been developing this. So
Mark H in NC has found it already. It's the new polymer material comparison app. the material database, which basically replaces the Power BI and allows you to find and compare all the Polymaker materials in a also mobile-friendly way. And I just repost the link. I've been working since, I think we started talking about it in February, and we've basically been working on it since that. So about 3 months now. 5 months now.
5 months working on this, and then so basically because you do have a full-time job, right? That is taking recently quite some time, right? And you've been trying to find some night hours in order to work on the
nights and weekends. Yes.
Night hours and weekend as well.
Yeah.
So now that is that you finished the what I think is that, I didn't check. Is that the version 1? Did we reach the version 1?
Yes, I just changed it for live stream, so it's now officially version 1.
1.0, right? So it's officially
1.0.0. Yes.
1.0.0. So now that we have this 1.0.0, how do you feel? Are you excited? Are you proud to have finished? Are you relieved because the maybe the home stretch was difficult? Like what's your feeling now that it's live?
So I'm really excited for people to use it, and I hope people like it. Relieved a little bit, though there are still some things we need to do and maybe a few fixes, because sometimes just some weird things happen or appear, and with all the browsers and phones if there are any problems, we will of course have to fix that. So it's pretty cool that now the main functionality is done, and I'm pretty proud of how it works and how it looks, and I'm also looking forward to improving it in the future.
Nice. So what if we just dive right into it and show how it looks?
Yes.
Sounds good. So let me share. There you go. So there's 2 ways to access it. The URL is pretty easy. So you either go on app.polymaker.com, app.polymaker.com, or you go on our website and you click on the material comparison. I may rename this. That was the old name. Firefox. We are just before the discussion on whether we wanna announce it this week or not. Is whether we should try all the different browsers out there, and I think we solved what was the Safari one, right?
Yeah, Safari Mobile was giving us quite a few problems. It's on desktop Firefox. It's looking fine for me. So because someone wrote disaster in Firefox, but I'm not sure if you talk about later. But on the Discord, we will have a channel where you can report bugs. So if something actually looks weird or broken, there are just so many browsers and versions that we can't check everything. Yeah, like Internet Explorer, we are definitely not going to fix it for Internet Explorer. You can report it there, and we'll try to fix it as quickly as possible, because every browser behaves differently. Not every browser supports every feature, so it's always a challenge of web development to make it work in all the browsers.
Yes, and I just made the channel public, so yes. I'm just hoping that we haven't shared something else inside, but hopefully not. But the forum for the Polymaker app is now open on our Discord, which means so there is a special forum for the beta tester where you could report bugs, typos or wording issue, data inconsistency, new feature requests, UI improvement, or others. So you can go there. So it's now open to public on our Discord. So you can see it's this one. So if you go on the community sharing, it's the Polymaker app. So let's explain a little bit. Oh, it's happy birthday to who? Akuma Mods. Happy birthday, Akuma Mods. Welcome to the stream. It's you're gonna now gonna have the same anniversary of our Polymaker app. So how cool is that?
Awesome.
Okay. But need HueForge info added transmissivity. Mark H, you haven't looked close enough. Mark H, you haven't looked close enough. So let's go, and that's the reason why we are going to present everything today, so that you can. Where can I find a link to the Polymaker Discord? Just below. Oh, you are on Twitch. I don't know where is the description on Twitch, but just go discord.polymaker.com. discord.promaker.com.
Or go on the info tab of the app because it's there as well.
Oh, yeah. If you go, well, then he needs to go on app.promaker.com. And then on the info tab, you have visit our Discord community. Okay, so Noah, what is the, I can see overview, search, compare, colors, and info. What is the overview for?
So we have thought about different situations and questions people would have. So basically every page is dedicated to a question. So the first one is the overview, which answers questions like which material has the best tensile strength or which material has the best impact strength. So basically you select a property which you are interested in and it will show you all materials. You can also filter categories if you, for example, want to remove those your printer can't print or add ones your printer can print. And then you'll just see a list of all the materials sorted by either the lowest or highest value. You can change the direction and just find the materials with the best properties in that regard.
Awesome. Do you want to try to explain the use global maximum?
Yeah, so the global maximum setting basically only affects the bars. If he clicks it, you see the bars change. So basically, if it's enabled, it will scale the bars according to all materials, regardless of whether they are currently shown or not. And if it's disabled, it will scale it only by shown materials. So basically, the difference is, do you want to know if there's a better material than that? So currently, I'm not sure what's the top one. I think Polylite PLA seems to have the highest if you enable it. If you disable the global maximum, sorry. Now it looks like Polylite PLA has the highest value, and it does have the highest value of all the shown materials. But now if you enable the global maximum, you can see there actually is a better material, because now you can see it doesn't use the full bar. So there must be a material with a higher value that isn't currently shown.
Yeah, and that's the part I really like about the global maximum, is that you can always know whether somewhere in the portfolio there might be a material that is in that case more rigid than Polylite PLA, and there is. And if you select all, obviously the most rigid materials we have is PS6CF. So this is pretty cool. So again, like Noah said, the overview is focused on one property. So you are looking for a very particular property, and then you want to look into all our materials. How is our properties in all our different materials? Glass transition temperature, let's go, maybe HDT is more interesting. Go to HDT, and then you want to see what is the most heat resistant material, right? You go in overview, you have all the materials by default, and then you just select the feature you want. Pretty cool. Nerf Blaster in Polylite PLA or CF. Nerf Blaster, you should go on our Discord and ask Vilmot. He's the guru. He's the Nerf Blaster guru. So
a second, Turtle Crawler has a good question. What color is used for these tests? That's something we will actually look at in the comparison tab, because that's something we have considered when building the app. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, exactly. So there will be variable Turtle Crawler, depending on what color it is, if it's dry, if it's wet, if it's annealed, if it's not annealed, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit later in the compare tab. Where can I complain if I find the right color in the app? Only in the US store and not here. Actually, we do have an idea already for future version where you can request color. So you're looking for something, and then you can click something, and then it will be requested. So you're looking for a color, we don't have anything that is close enough, then you can request that color. But this is version 1. I mean, it's like the very first version. I know it's full of feature already, but there is more coming. So that's why we ask people to try and see and go on our Discord and request if there is anything that you think would be useful. What we have now is what we believe are the most useful for like 99% of the people. But you are going to see. So I think the overview, is that the first thing you developed it, Noah?
That's what we started with exactly.
That was the first one. Okay, I remember. And by the way, everything is also designed by Noah, right? It's developed, like coded by Noah, but also designed, like the graphic design, the how do you call that? The UI. The UI
AI
has
design, yes.
the UI design has also been made by Noah. So that's why I say at the beginning, he's everything is thanks to him. So okay, how about we go to the next one?
Yes. So the second one is pretty obvious. It's a search. So first of all, if you're not sure what you're looking for yet, you can just go through the list because it just shows all materials by default. So you can just see all product lines Polymaker currently has. But especially if you want to see details about a specific product, you can just search for a Polymaker product here. Click on it and you'll get right to a data page. By the way, also if you click on the overview on a material, you will also end up here, just for demonstration, which is basically a shorter version of the TDS. It also has all the material, the properties, and once again with global scaling, so you can see how the material compares to the best product in that category, and just get the general mechanical and thermal and physical properties, as well as printing recommendations.
Yeah, all of these are global global maximums, right?
Yes. So you always know how it ranks, like compared to the best one. Yes.
And then there's a special feature here. Also, maybe you can explain.
Yes, because that was also a question. Because nylons often change depending on whether they are wet or not, so you can see both the different states and compare.
Can you search by hex color? Wait a little bit, Granite. Wait a little bit. We're coming there. We're coming there. Okay, so that's for the search. So the good thing is you have all the materials here. So even, I mean, we don't have like thousands of materials, so you can even scroll there and theoretically find the one you need. But otherwise, here it also have special keywords, right? So if you type nylon, you will also end up on the polyamide, even though there is not the word nylon inside. I don't know if we see the other one, not yet. But yeah, so there is some special. It's let's say semi-smart search material, right? It's not only about looking at the wording. Maybe I just don't see the wet dry state. Yeah, it is. Well, not all of them has wet and dry, so it's mainly for the nylon, right? So if you go on one of the nylon, let's say PA12CF, then you have the wet state and the non-wet state, which is the dry state. So you can see it here.
Yes.
And I believe if you go, so this is kind of like the digital TDS, let's call it this way. And at the bottom here, so you have printing recommendation, and you also have access to all the different colors of that particular materials, and you can click on them, and you will be redirected directly to that particular color on our website, depending on your website speed.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. Maybe is a link missing for that one? Oh no, it works.
It's there. So you see,
I was worried for a second.
And there you go. So now that my internet is back, I click yellow, and then I go on yellow. You see green, white. So pretty convenient. So that was for the search. Pretty straightforward if you want to know everything about one particular material. So overview, one property, compare all the different material. Search, find one material, check all the properties of that material. Okay? Now let's go to compare. So compare, I think, is the last thing you worked on, Noah. Is that correct?
Yes. Also one of the most complex one internally. Yeah, so basically, if you are not sure which material to pick, but you have a few favorites, you can search the materials in the bar above and add them to your compare list, and then select which properties are relevant to you, and you will see comparison of the materials in all the categories you have picked. So you can quickly see how they compare in the mechanical properties that are important for your project.
Span Magoo, wait a little bit. It's coming. Mark H, Span Magoo, you asked the same question. It's coming. It's coming. The short answer is it's already there. Okay, so this is my favorite. I think that was the part that we talked the most about, right? In terms of how we design it and how, especially because of the variant, etc. Right? Do you wanna have some word about the variant here?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. So, who was it? Someone mentioned, was asking what color it was tested on. Turtle Crawler was it, I think, because I don't think everyone knows it, but the color of a material can actually have impact on how it behaves mechanically. So especially transparent materials often behave differently than materials that are colored with any pigments. So for the future, I'm not sure if we actually have variants yet somewhere, but for example, if there are a big difference between a transparent and a colored material, in the future we can add different data sets that are tests for the transparent material and the colored material separately. And if you want to see the differences, you can set the show variants option, and then it will show you the different data sets that are dependent on colors or maybe other variants of the product.
I'm looking. I think it was.
I'm not sure if we actually have data set for it yet, but we definitely have the option.
Not yet. So we do have the wet and dry. The show variant, not yet. There will be one, for example, for Polysmooth. There will be colored and transparent. We have the data, and because they are quite different for the colored one and transparent. So we don't have every single data for all the colors, all the materials, etc. But the idea here is the database can handle it. The app can already handle all these different data. So you will have, if you don't have the variant and wet and dry, then it will just show the default one, which usually will be the highest number. So the default will be the highest number. I mean, I don't know yet, but most likely. And then you can divide by wet and dry, and you'll be able to divide the different variants. So most likely, at some point, once we can do all the tests, we can have, let's say, Polymax PLA, and then when you show variants, then it will show all the red, black, white, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the density, the density most likely is going to be the same, but the tensor strength might be different depending on the different colors. And by the way, you can also see in the tensor strength there is some sub properties. So tensor strength is the let's say the properties, and then the sub properties. This is the tensor strength on the XY, and this is the tensor strength on the Z axis. Okay, and you can see the Z axis is smaller than it's 75%, so it's not too bad of the XY axis. So
also something important: if you have no clue at all what tensile strength means, what do you do
then?
Yeah.
If you don't know, yeah, exactly. If you don't know what tensor strength is, just click here, and then you have the explanation of what is tensor strength, and you have the a very how to say simplistic schematic of tensor load for the tensor strength, and we have this for everything. So let's say, and it's everywhere, even in overview. Let's say the HDT. You have the HDT here, and then you want to see what is SGT. You just click there, and then here's the SGT. Different is the measure of the temperature at which the polymer undergoes a certain amount of deformation, blah 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 blah, and then a quick image of the test itself, and that's what we wanted to do. Also, is we wanted to make this app educative. You can go on the app and you can also educate yourself on exactly what are all of this data, because before our TDS was let's say could be a little bit overwhelming for a lot of people, but now it's a little bit more interactive. It's more interactive. If you don't know what it is, you just click chemical resistance, you just click and then you just learn a little bit more about it. So by default, it's Polymax PLA, Polylite PLA Pro, and Polylite PLA, because that's like the question we receive 5 times per day. What is the difference between a PLA Pro, PLA, and our Polymax PLA? And specifically in terms of tensile strength and sharp impact strength. So now you have the answer straight here. Everything in one screenshot here. Boom. You have the answer of what's the difference between these different material. Great.
We have a question. Yes. Incendium was asking something we already have been talking about, the fact that the bars are currently implying that the tensile strength is higher for C than for XY. That's a problem we are aware of. That's because it's not global scaling right now, and it's scaling it basically per subcategory, and we will definitely change it so it will be scaled across one property and not only the subcategory. So X and Y are on the same scale basically.
Yes. Yes. And Incendium, make sure to if it's not already, I mean, we talked about it already with Noah. It's already in our OneNote. But if it's not on the Discord, feel free to open a post, and then we will update that post as soon as it's done. And at least if other people has the same feedback when they go on Discord, they will see that it's already recorded. So cool. Gonna save me asking color sample if screen give the right colors. Yes. So talking about colors.
Yes.
Talking about colors, and this is I think for me, what do you think, Noah? Is the colors, which tab is for you the most excited?
Also the color ones. It was one I was looking forward the most, and also one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this app, because I thought it would be super fun to have a color search tool. So that's what we built.
So the best for the end is the last tab. I'm pretty sure the people that are already on the app don't lie. I'm pretty sure you have played around with this one. You have moved the slider, and then you're just playing around with all of this. I'm sure you did, because that's the first thing when I received the first version, the very, very first version from Noah. I literally spent 10 to 20 minutes just playing around with this color tool. It's so amazing. Traxman, thank you so much. I also think it is pretty good. So, okay, so Noah, what is this tab doing? What is this tab doing?
So basically on the top, you can just select any color you want. By default, you can just use the hue, saturation, and lightness sliders, because we thought those are the most intuitive to pick a color. If you already have a color code or RGB values, you can also enter those on the left. And basically what it will do, it will go through all the colors Polymaker has and will calculate the distance to that color and display you the closest colors that match the color you have selected.
How cool is that? How complicated was it to do this? Like, what was the most complicated part? Was it the coding for the slider? What is the algorithm?
It's actually the sliders. The sliders were some of the most complicated part, because especially, so as you can see, if he selects a color, the other sliders will also give you a preview of that color. So making that work across all 3 sliders all the time, that was relatively complicated, but I'm pretty happy how it worked out. The color search itself was not simple, but also not super complicated. So that was relatively okay. We had to fix it a few times. It had a few bugs. Like the most recent bug we had, if you have an exact match, it had a distance of 0, and for some reason it was kicking out results with 0 because it treated them as invalid. So that's something we have fixed. And a few other bugs here and there with color conversions being inaccurate. That was most of the problems were inaccurate conversions, because there are basically 3 different color systems involved. We have the HSL for selection, we have RGB on the left for entering values, and internally you need LAB values so you can calculate this distance. So that was a bit of a challenge to make sure the conversions always work right and you aren't having like rounding errors and things like that. But I think we pretty much got rid of all those problems now. Awesome.
And special shout out to Medic. as you can see, we have a preview of all the different spools, and these are not renders. I want to precise this because you can see anywhere you go, you will have an actual picture of the actual spool, and all of these are really consistent, same lighting, same everything. So yeah, special shout out to Medic. If you want to learn more about Medic, you can go here on the info page, product images by Distant Medic. I think he was here at the beginning of the stream. And going forward, we may have some stuff also with the scientists that will be there, but that will be going forward. So yeah, pretty amazing. I think Noah has some background in colors. Like you had some classes or something like this, right? Related to colors.
So basically, what I studied is print and media technologies, which includes both software development as well as printing classes. And we also had color measurement was one of the courses I had to take. So there I learned about different color systems, converging between different color systems, and that you can calculate distances between two colors. And that's basically what gave me that idea, because if I didn't know that you can just calculate a distance between a color, and by the way, that's what's delta E. It also shows it on each color with a triangle E. That means delta E. That's the scientific value for a distance between two colors. It's based on human vision as well as possible. It's not always perfectly accurate, and people see colors differently. But that's just what this search is based on, and what inspired me to do the search. So.
Yeah, exactly. And so if we have a look a little bit on the data you have access to, so each material comes with obviously the material name and the color name, the hex code, which is being optimized at the moment. There is different version of the hex code to get more and more accurate. So it might change a little bit in the future. It won't be far away, but it will just be optimized a little bit. And then you have the delta E that Noah just explained, how far this color is from the color you're looking for. And to answer Mark H and the other person, I don't remember the name, that was asking, you also have access to the TD. So again, a special thank you to Medic, who actually spent, I think he spent the night doing all the TD before the HueForge launch. He printed all the small disk, and then he tested the TD for literally just before the HueForge launch, so that everyone that are using HueForge doesn't have to do all of these testing. So, and I believe I've seen yesterday people being really happy about the fact that PointMaker had all the data already in HueForge that made everything much simpler. So Noah added that also, I think just before the beta testing,
yes,
like literally a few days before the beta testing.
Exactly.
So yeah, so pretty cool to have it here. There will be some development done for the TD as well. There might be a TD slider or something like this. We welcome any ideas that you may have while using the app. You may have some ideas on, oh, it would be great if I could do that, or I could do this. That's what we are looking for to make the app more and more useful as it's getting optimized. Okay, let me give you one example that I mean I've used it so many times, but I think a few weeks ago on Twitter, someone was asking whether we have a color that is matching what's the name of the Harley Davidson orange. Okay, so what I did is I went on hex code. Let me put hex code. I went on Google. I just type Harley Davidson orange hex code. Okay, I took blah blah. I guess there's a hex code somewhere. I took the hex code. Okay, this is the hex code for, I don't know if it's the official or not. I didn't really check. I took the hex code. I went on the app. I copy paste the app, and bim. And then you have all the colors from the closest one to the well, not close one, right? And then I just answer. Okay, this is the closest one we have from to the Harley Davidson orange. And then I know a lot of people are printing accessories for tools, right? So let's say the Ryobi green hex code. Okay, so let's go take that hex code, and then we put it in, and bim, the closest one. So let's say you only want a PLA, right? So PLA, the closest one. Let's say you don't want a lightweight PLA. It's the lime green. Our Polylite PLA lime green is the closest one. If you don't want a lightweight PLA from the Ryobi green. So this is how powerful this tool is, right? And I can go on and on and on and on, right? I mean, there's many tool company. They all have their color code. You have your logo with your code, and then you want to check what is the closest one, etc., etc., etc. I want a lightweight tool holder.
I think the really funny part was that every time someone on Discord or Twitter was asking for colors, we both often were chatting and we had to contain ourselves not to share the app because the app was already working for like 2 months or so, the color search. And it was really a challenge not to spoil the surprise because every time someone asked for a color, we really wanted to share the app, but we couldn't do it yet. But finally we can.
Exactly. I mean, how many times I really wanted a screenshot and just send to them, this is, the color match, etc. But yeah, because I mean, we've been having this tool for quite a while. We've been doing a lot of testing back and forth. So we're very proud now to announce that because I say we, but I should say Noah spent a lot of time trying to get this really perfect for the release. The RAL code is also something we are going to work on. Feel free to put that on the Discord. It's in our list as well. Again, there's I think the more we spend time on this app, the more our list of new ideas was getting huge. But we will have to put some priorities. So that's why we are happy to release that, to announce it, because people, the market, people that are actually going to use it for useful thing in your day-to-day life, you will give us the perfect feedback for us to understand where we should put the focus next. I'm out. I out my ID comment on the YouTube chat. Yeah, you can put it. The best would be any ideas going on Discord because it's a little bit more organized for us, and then we can have some chat about the different ideas if we have some questions. But yeah, if you put it in the comment there or on Twitter or anywhere, we can still forward it manually to our Discord. Yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, so the small thing you see on the right here, this is to compare the color you are looking for to the spool color, to the filament color. So this is a small touch that I think is pretty cool as well. So you can you have access to the delta E, but you also have access to a comparison. So delta 3.8, you can see the comparison here. So I personally cannot see much. Maybe this one is a bit darker than this one. So you can assume that 3.8, it's not that easy to make the difference, right? But if we go bigger, 8.1, we can literally see that this one is lighter than the one you're looking for, right? So a lot of great information here as well, and they both work. If you input a specific RGB value, the hex code will be updated automatically. If you change the saturation, everything is linked together. You can modify everything, and everything will be automatically updated. Was it hard to do that? Everything is kind of connected. You can modify everything, and at the same time they change when the other one is modified.
So usually, because I'm using the Vue.js framework, that makes it pretty easy. But in this specific case, because I always have to convert, that made it a bit difficult because every time you enter RGB, I have to convert it to HSL and LAB. If I enter HSL, I have to convert to RGB and LAB and so on. So the conversions internally made it a bit difficult to make sure everything stays linked and converted correctly. But in the end, we got it to work pretty nice.
Yeah. And you can see here, this is a perfect example of the difference between the algorithm and like the science of colors and the eye's perception for each of us, right? For example, here, I randomly end up here. I can see blue, purple, and blue, right? I'm looking for kind of in between blue and purple, I would say. And you can see that this purple is closer to what I'm looking for than the sapphire blue. But somehow in my brain, it feels like this blue is closer to what I'm looking for than this deep purple. But that's what the brain says. But everything is based on, on a certain algorithm, and everything is calculating in the same way, right? But I don't know if we should call this a limitation, but I think it's more a perception thing. And I'm not even talking about people that may be colorblind for certain hue or certain colors. Then at least what you could do in that case, you can just trust 100% the math, right? Exactly, Ramolin, just the math.
Science.
Just the science. You just trust the science.
There's actually a pretty simple solution to this. You just need to add more products and more colors, because the main problem of weird results is because there is no product that's close enough to the selected color. So if you just add all the colors, there will always be good results. Only if there are no products that are close enough, it will try to get something else that's closer, but that sometimes gives good results.
And that's the reason we might have soon a button that says, I really want that specific color, and then I just click or something like this. Periwinkle. We do have a lot of new colors that are coming. Hopefully, filling up some of the gaps. Getting the browns, for example. The brown, you should go into the between orange and red. And then you should lower a little bit the saturation and lower the lightness, and then you will have you should have all the brown. So this is all the brown we have. Galaxy Dark Red. The first brown.
Well,
oops.
That's a discussion. I've always been on the brown team.
Let's not start this discussion.
You just said trust the science. Science says it's brown.
Trust the science. Okay, so that's and obviously, how many color debate we had, right? How many times, or not even debate, but just discussion. Every time it comes down to color this, color that, etc. So we really hope that this tool will help finding colors and defining colors a little bit more, etc. Great.
Also, the URL is also, we didn't talk about that yet. So
yes.
If someone is asking you about a color for Polymaker products, like on Reddit or Twitter or wherever, we made it so if you look closely, it always puts the color code in the URL as well. So you can just copy and paste the URL, and if someone clicks on it, they will end up on the color you have selected. So you can show them the color you have picked for them, basically.
And this is really well thought. For example, here I have the Ryobi color, and then if someone asks on Twitter, "Do you guys have Ryobi color?" Blah blah blah. Then I take the URL and boom, copy paste. I will copy paste in the chat here, and then you have access to my exact screen. So you will have access to my exact color setting, and you will have access to all the different the color sorting. And then, like I said, once you have it, you just click, and then it will open on a new tab the actual product. And well, obviously it's out of stock.
Well,
because of HueForge. Thank you all the HueForge users that are using so much of our natural red, Asia blue, and lime green. The exact one that are out of stock are all the one from the packs. That's the reason why 100% of the pack are out of stock, because these exact filament are out of stock. But anyway, so that was for the color, and then the last one, maybe you can explain the different thing for the info.
So it's probably not so super interesting, but it's just the general info tab. There you can see the current version. We will add a version log in the future, so if we update it, you can see what has been changed. There's a link to the Polymaker main website, of course, makes sense. To the Polymaker Discord, makes sense. There's a link to my website, which I still need to update because it's not probably translated, but we will just ignore that fact. Yeah, it's half German, half English currently on the English version, so ignore it. And I will also need to add the web app to my projects now. We'll probably do that today.
Oh yeah, because it's live now. It's live.
Yes,
now.
Exactly. Yeah, of course, there's Medic's website, who made the awesome school pictures. Yes. And there are some attributions. So basically, those are the technologies I use. So if there are people who are interested in web development and you want to know what I use to make this app, you can see it there. So the most important one is Vue.js, which helps you building and splitting those things into components, which makes it much easier to make something complex like this app. Vite is basically, that's difficult to explain. It's packaging the whole thing to make it deployable on a web server. Vue internationalization. That's basically, we have included the option to translate the app. We only have English right now, but in the future we will be able to offer the app in other languages as well, maybe with the help of the community. Pina is too complex to explain. It's for storing data in the background, basically, and sorting it and stuff. That's making the requests to the database. Axios. Color converts colors, if you believe it or not. Delta E converts colors to calculate the delta E distance because the formulas are quite difficult. So I use the library as well. UID generates IDs. Those are not that interesting. And Lunar is the search tool we are using. So you can click on them if you want to their download page via NPM. So you could include it in your own project if you want to use it, or check the source code of the formulas and stuff like that. That's pretty technical and basically only interesting if you're also in web development, but I think it's important to give a shout out. I really like those license terms. Just don't sue me, and we is cool. It's also an important part, not using any source code you don't have the license to use.
And that's why we are.
Shout out to
it is not required. I think in most of the case, it's not required to give attributions. But I think it's just. I think that's how the community can survive. Is that we don't always do according to what we should do in terms of legal stuff. I think community can survive if we do things how we think is the right way. And in that case, we used a lot of work that other people has done already, and we think they have done an amazing job. And I think it does it does require us to give the credits to the work they have done. So if you are interested in, for example, I guess this is the delta E calculation, then you have everything here. So there is nothing to hide, right? It was public, and we haven't. I don't think we have done a specific new algorithm for color search. I don't assume we've done that. So we just share all of this information.
Yeah. So the delta E formula is a standardized formula by, I think, ISO, or I'm not sure who standardized it. So it's just, you will find it in any textbook, and there's just no sense in writing the function yourself. And basically all you're doing is reading up a formula and writing code that executes the formula. So you can just, if someone already has written the code, it just makes sense to use that code instead of reinventing the wheel and get the same result with more work.
Yeah. Agreed. And I'm so happy to see this version 1. Finally, it's not a 0 at the beginning anymore. It's 1.
Finally. Should have made it a flash or something.
Ding, ding, ding. Awesome. And there will be also a link to download all the raw data. If you are yourself a data person and want to do your own stuff on your Excel, you will also have access to this.
Yes.
I saw who was Numeric. Yeah. So like Noah said, it's very easy. I mean, very easy. It's made to be very easy to translate this app in any language. We will just send you a JSON file. if you want to translate in what is French Canadian? Is it different than French? So you can, and then you can just translate the JSON file, and then I guess I just need to put it inside, and then and then everything is translated.
We would need to add a language picker, of course. That's what is still missing. But internally, we can just change languages. We'll basically make it select the language automatically if possible. So if your browser is set to French or something, it will use French if available. If not, it will use English. And also have a manual language selector in the info section probably, so you can manually change the language. That's what we'll add in the future.
Awesome. Medic, welcome back. We were giving you a shout out to your pictures. That makes the color tab even more awesome, and the TD, of course. So I think. So what do you think? If what do you think? What do you think, people? I saw already some comments that you guys like it. So pretty happy. If yes. How do you think? Yes. Yes, Zombie. Thank you for being awesome. Yabba Jack, like it a lot. Very cool. Thank you so much, Mark H. So, if you would like to help us maybe communicating about this app, I would really appreciate if you do something with the app. I don't know. You go on compare something. You go on color match something, TDS, whatever, and take a screenshot and put it on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever is your favorite social media. And I would really appreciate if you help, talking about that app. Not only we think that it's super useful, so we really want people to know about it. And second, the more people that will know about it, the more people will use it, and the more we will have good feedback to optimize it in the future. So, thank you so much for the people that already tweet about it. That really help a lot. Thank you, Builders Mark. So yeah, I think that's exactly 1 hour. So I think I will quickly do the giveaway, and then I think we're good. Is there anything you would like to add, Noah?
Nothing from my side. No.
We're good. Okay.
Awesome. Yes.
Is there a good place to look up hex code? I have been searching for a close match to Yeti King Crab orange color that they use on their coolers. Tech Titan, I don't know when did you join on the stream, but if you go on the color tab and you copy paste your hex code here, then that's it. and then the app will do the rest for you. Okay, great. Let's do our quick giveaway. No multiplier, nothing, just one giveaway, just a very quick one. To thank everyone for joining the stream and help us to communicate about this app to everyone. Limerick, to thank you for helping us to translate into French. Yes. Here's your free spools. So congratulations, Limerick. That's karma. Bang contact in the chat. Reach out to me. Congratulations. Please, everyone in the chat, a big thank you to Noah. I want a lot of thanks, Noah. Thanks, Noah. You are the best, Noah. The best in the world, Noah. All of this is really, he put a huge amount of effort on that. And, most of it, he came to me with some screenshot. We haven't even started, right? And he already designed everything. He sent some screenshots and said, we need to do that. And then he just did everything. So, yeah, really an amazing person. This is someone from the community doing something for the community, and that's what the community is about. So really wonderful. Special thank you again, Noah, for this. Looking forward to work on further project with you. It was really amazing to work on this. Having our weekly meeting was amazing. I know you will take a break. I mean, a break. You
Break.
you will you finally work on your work.
Yes.
kind of a break. But no, certainly, I really thank you. I will never thank you enough for this. That's really a game changer for us.
So yeah, also thank you for working on me with this, because I don't think it's like, not everyone would just work with someone who's asking you to do that. So I basically was sliding into your DMs with some screenshots I made for fun, and because I thought it's a great idea. And I don't think there are many companies that are that open to just working with the community, and I think it's awesome how much you invest in the community, and that's why I also want to thank you at Polymaker General for being awesome and giving me the opportunity to work on this, because it's a lot of fun. And also thank you everyone in the chat for being there, and I hope you like the app.
Oh, I'm sure they will love it. I'm sure they will love it. So great. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. Again, we will really appreciate if you help us communicating about this new app.polymaker.com. Go on our Discord if you have any new ideas. And and I will talk to you next week for our next live stream. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks, Noah. And then have a good weekend, everyone.
Goodbye.